Hey there YouTube, I sincerely hope that you're ready for the worst case of crabs you have ever experienced. Because my subject matter for this evening is this guy. Feast your eyes, YouTube. At long last I have him, the much coveted item that is Shokaract. Now this guy, I have been after this toy for bloody ages, nigh on a year or so. I meant to pick him up last year actually at Auto Assembly, but couldn't find hide nor hair of him. He is, being a BotCon exclusive repaint, he is astronomically rare. He's very difficult to find. And much sought after. But I has him. At long last I has him. And not only do I has him, I has his box as well, which is lovely. Absolutely lovely. I'm most pleased. He is part of my recent splurge, I'm afraid, yes. Do I regret spending nearly £200 on Transformers? No. Could I have used the money? Yeah, definitely. No, I don't regret it at all. It's a nasty habit. I have no conception. I'm poor as a church mouse. I really am. But I have no conception of the value of money. I never ever have. Insofar as I'm concerned, money is to spend on nice things, on nice food, on wine, and on toys and books and things. It's terrible. I'm a complete child at heart. I really am. Anyway, enough about me. This lovely creature is Shokaract. He is a repaint of Beast Wars Transmetal Rampage, one of the very few Ultra classes in Beast Wars actually, and bloody hell, what a mould they chose to repaint. This is one of the best toys from Beast Wars, full stop, and that makes it one of the best toys ever, because all the best toys come from Beast Wars, quite frankly. Shokaract. Shokaract is one of the big, bad Ultra nemesis of the Transformers universe. He was originally some little lowly nothing Predacon grunt who found the essence of Unicron somewhere or other and scooped it up, formed a sort of canister for it which he called the Decepticon Matrix of Conquest, and housed it in his own body, which resulted in him transforming and mutating into this thing, the universal overlord tyrant that is Shokaract. Shokaract is like, he's like Unicron on acid. He is awesomely powerful. He's one of the sort of big magic Transformers. He has the power of Unicron inside of him, meaning basically that he can do anything. He is next to invulnerable. He can obliterate creatures from time and history with a glance. He can teleport through time. He can control the weather. He can do anything. Shokaract is big old magic Transformer. He can do anything. He is the ultimate nemesis. But like all ultimate nemesis, he carries the seeds of his own destruction within himself, which is of course the corrosive influence of Unicron. And eventually I'm sure he ends up obliterating himself from history somehow. It's some ass backwards time travelling nonsense that they come up with, so that Shokaract is never actually born. He's never conceived. That's how they get rid of him in the end. It's a classic example with this kind of villain. When you set up a character that's as powerful as Shokaract is, you can never ever deal with them effectively, because they're too powerful. There's no elegant way of dealing with them. The amount of TV shows and novels and comic books in particular, are very guilty of this. That do that is amazing, and ultimately you get a cop-out as a result. But nah, doesn't matter very much. I mean, the toy is the thing that matters, and the toy is gorgeous. This is his beast mode, obviously. Lovely big king crab, and look at those colours. Just look at them. If they were going to repaint Rampage, then God, this is the way to do it. He looks phenomenally cool. There is an issue in this mode. You may have heard rumours of Shokaract's fragility. They are exaggerated, I will say that. He is not half as fragile as people make out. In fact, he's much more durable than my Rampage is, definitely. The problem is the transmetal paint. Not on this part. This part of the shell is absolutely fine, but on these two side panels here, it's so poorly applied, and it's already cracking and fracturing off, meaning that I won't be transforming it that much, because it's fucking expensive. But it's very minor. I don't really mind that too much. It's an incident. So just if you do manage to get in, just be very wary of these two bits here, because the transmetal paint will wear off. Now this beast mode is one of the best in all of Transformers. It's just fantastic. Look at the scale of those fucking claws. They are enormous. They're obscene, and I love it. He's got just like Rampage, he's got a lovely little detailed face with a jaw that goes up and down, with antennae that move. He's just gorgeous, and the colour scheme does a lot for him in this mode. A lot for him. He's not terribly distinct from Rampage. I mean, he looks exactly the same. There's no remoulding. But you know what? They could repaint this time and time again, and I would buy it, because it's one of those moulds. Now, that's his beast mode. You know what we're going on to next, don't you? It's the very best transmetal vehicle mode you are ever going to find, and arguably one of the best tank modes in all of Transformerdom. Feast your eyes, ladies and gentlemen. Feast your eyes, and then feast your bellies on crab cake. No, I wouldn't advise making a crab cake out of this. It would be very hard and probably wouldn't cook very well. That is Shokaract in his tank mode, and bloody hell, it's almost like when the designers did this originally for the Rampage mold, they were overcompensating for the sheer shiteness of the other transmetal modes, and they almost are universally shit. This is phenomenal. It's one of the best tank modes you are going to find in all of Transformers, let alone Beast Wars. It's gorgeous. I display him and Rampage together in this mode, because they just look fantastic. He has rubber treads that move, and they're quite good as well. They actually move, which just sells me. The rest of the toy could be shit, but I like rubber treads that move. It's a bizarre fetish, I know, and not one that many human beings can accommodate, because not many human beings have rubber treads that move, but this guy does. And if that were not cool enough, when you move him along the ground, his Gatling gun here rotates and the missiles fire. Okay, usually firing missiles piss me off to the nth degree, but if you don't like that, this guy handily has places where you can store the missiles in there, so you don't have to worry about that and still have the cool gimmick. I mean, that's excellent. I like that a lot. But even were it not for that, this thing is worth buying for its aesthetics. It looks fantastic. And a mite more dangerous than Rampage, owing to its dark colour scheme. It looks very brooding and storm-like. Very, very lovely indeed. I think you will agree. Right, on to his final mode, his robot. And there he is, ladies and gentlemen. That is Shokaract in his stupendous robot mode. Like Rampage before him, he is a hideous, mangled, mutant mess of a thing. He is the crustacean king of all kibble. This mold is fantastic. Kudos to the designers. What they've done is made a mould that is composed almost entirely of kibble. Almost entirely. Look at it. You've got the crab claws hanging off the back. You've got crab legs everywhere. You've got bits of shell hanging off of him. He is kibble laden, but it looks phenomenal. This mould is I think, the finest example of kibble being made a virtue of. And you know what? In this colour scheme, he looks even better, I think. I think this colour scheme trounces Rampage's 3 Ways from Sunday. It's so dark. It's so menacing. He is gorgeous. Yeah, he's very articulated, but a lot of the articulation is hindered by the sheer amount of kibble that's all over him. Still got the firing missiles in this mode, of course. He's just wonderful. One of those moulds I can't really say enough about. He is beautiful. I mean, what is it with the bad guys in Transformers, and not just in Transformers, but in fucking everything, being beautiful creatures? Even if they're obscene, like Mum-Ra from Thundercats. Mum-Ra's beautiful in his own particular way. He is a beautiful monstrosity. Hence, so is this guy, a prime example of exactly the same. An absolutely beautiful monstrosity. Hideous but gorgeous at the same time. Repulsive and attractive. The fact that he's such a distinct character as well. I mean, he is a complete archetype. He is just the universal evil. He is basically the same thing that Unicron fulfills in all the other mythologies. He's a big, awesome, ultra, uber powerful baddie. And he's going to eat your soul. Probably with tartar sauce and a slice of lemon.